Hi there, welcome to #1 Geek, to the car shop of awesomeness. Yes, I've got a workshop, and I'm not afraid to use it. Oh wow, look at that, slow down. Woo. Okay, so yes, this is car something simulator. Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, yes, we're here. With loads of equipment, so I can balance tyres, I can raise things, I can store stuff, I can create engines, I can repair items, I can do everything because I'm level 35. And being level 35 means that I can do everything that I possibly can do, which is great. Took me ages to get here, which is why I haven't really done anything else. So yes. So here's my challenge. Now that I've got all the bits and pieces that I need to actually build and repair a junker, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the junker challenge. So I'm going to go to a junkyard right over here. It cost me $500, but there's a little trick. There is a little trick that helps you pay for that in its own way. Here we are. Right, so first things first, let's have a look at the junkers that we've got here. What's this? OMG, is that what I think it is? It's a 70s Dodge Charger. Oh, it's a Dodge Charger. That could be a very big contender. I've already done one of these. That's a Chevrolet Apache Stock i6. I haven't done one of those actually. I think I may have done the game equipment. There are some DLCs down here. Classic 2. Shelby G. Ford F50. Now I have some DLCs. The Ford, the Dodge, and the Mazda. That's my favourite. Ooh. Ford Bronco. Looks very much like a Land Rover, I must admit. Just fool me into thinking, the hell are you? What did you used to be? Ford Mustang GT Resto mod. There ain't much you get, I bet you are not much. $9,084. It's a very specific type though. Ooh. Chevelle SS. $9,004. What the hell? That's a Ford F50 with... It's a Ford... Okay, colour me shocked. Ooh, nice classic. The Plymouth Fury. Nice. Nice. It doesn't actually use the Plymouth DLC. Right. Oops, I've sort of lost there. Tempted, but I think we're looking at this bad boy here. So what I want to do is I want to buy that car. Put in the garage. Now the challenge here is to find all the parts from the junkyard or from sections that I already have. There are some caveats to this, mainly being that some of the items you cannot repair. So those items that you can't repair, they're going to have to be brought in. So this is going to take me a while to actually build this machine. So this is a long-term project for me as I record this. So you may see me running around doing stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to cut out, so as you can see what I'm doing is I'm going through all the little bits and pieces. I can probably sell that. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find stuff to repair, and the trick being that we can use some of the stuff left over, we can repair it and sell it to pay back for all the bits and pieces that we've done. So I'm going to have to go back and check how much I actually paid for that thing and get that written down. But we need to, what we're trying to do is we're trying to find out how cheaply I can restore this this thing. I'm trying not to resort to buying new parts. What I want to do is I want to find parts in garage finds and junkyard finds. And I've got a judger inside, so I'm grabbing that, by the way. And effectively junking my way up. Dodge Charger hood. Take that. Okay. So every single one of these cars, well not every single one of them, but most of these cars generally tend to have some sort of thing you can do to go through and check all the items. Ignition coils being one of the things that you can't actually upgrade, and windows. So windows are absolutely pointless. Pontiac Shelby. So yeah, so windows will have to be changed. I'm also grabbing these rims because they're the easiest thing to restore and sell. What I'll do is I will go and go through the thing, and we'll come back once we have all the items, because we don't want to spend all day you watching me looking through stuff. It's fun for me, probably not for you. So we'll be back once I have collected all the items that I need. Righty-ho, so we've managed to sort ourselves a few things out, picked up some parts and stuff, but here's the thing. I know that some of these things aren't included. For instance, I've got this Dodge Charger hood, which I think should be the Dodge Charger. However, that could be a mistake, because I know it's a 70s Dodge Charger that I picked up, so I'm not 100% sure if the Charger hood's going to fit. So that's like $21 down the pan sort of thing. And we don't know how many of these items are going to be used as items that I can use on the thing. I know there are some items there, but got to put in the 500 that paid for it, and I'm going to include all of that 6783 under the whole thing, and anything that I get back from that we'll see how we do. So we'll buy the parts. Right, so here's our Dodge Charger. Now the interesting thing is, we look at the car status now, it's actually gone down in value since we bought it. So we've lost £5 grand. Sorry, we've lost £1 grand about there and thereabouts. So that's fun. So what I want to do now is I want to just check to see what parts I can put on here. Right, so I can't put anything on there. To be fair, the car is mostly intact. So it's just this door that we're probably looking for. Let's also have a look at that. Back to normal mode, there we go. It's a V8 OHV, which is pretty common, so I'm not too concerned about that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start seeing what I can do about making my money back. Now, this is going to be a bit of a fun part. I'm on 974,714. Okay. So I'm going to do this, and you can see I've got all these little bits and pieces here, which can be useful. Some of them will get trashed. Some of them will get used for other projects. got a lot of stuff here. Okay, so we started off with 94714. I'll take off 82084. So we've just spent 12,630. So for the first investment, we've got quite a bit there. I'll put the total up in the corner at some point, where you should see it pretty much. But here comes the fun part. Now that I have an inventory of stock that's just come in, I have a load of stuff that I can sell. Right, so we're at 82084. Right, so let's start selling some of the stuff that we are unable to repair.
2 hours later.
10. Go with the I6B. This is the I4B engine block. This is the V8i head.
Later that same evening.
Got a Crown Vic. Nothing useful. Dodge Charger front right door. That doesn't work, so we'll get rid of that. And I think that's it. So we're now at 102,000. So how much money have we actually made here? 102. 101. Minus original value of 82.04. So 20,017. So we pretty much, give or take a few, dealt with all the extras that we paid. So we've got the car, but I think we pretty much paid for. Yeah, I think that's right. All that trip that we went to through things. There are other things I could sell. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting some stuff that I don't need into the area. I'll keep the stuff that I've had earlier, but I will move over to the warehouse, and I'll be back once I'm ready. Okay, so I'm now left with pretty much everything that I've got. So what I'm going to say is that if I don't need it, I'm going to sell it. So let's have a look and see what we've got. We know it's a V8 OV, so that's got to go. That's going 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 to stay. That's going to go. Whoops, I've left that Crown Vic there. We don't know if we're going to need that. Don't know if we're going to need which one of these wheel hubs we're going to need. So there's all the bits and pieces. Now let's see if I can put this front bumper on here. Yeah, I think there's a front end on there, but that's about it. Okay, let's worry about that in a bit. Next thing we'll do is we will pop this baby onto. I'm going to put it onto. Oh, 2 will do. Okay. Now, the first thing we want to do is clean up the main bodywork. So let me get this up onto the. Okay. Right. We're at 103 now. Just 103, 156 minus it was 82.
172.
I'll do the math later. Right, so let's bring the welder up. Now this unfortunately is a little bit on the cheatsy side, because you don't get to do all the extra bits, but you use the equipment for the $70 charger for $1,000, and you get cleaned up car.
So we'll take the 1,000 off.
Which now leads me to see all the bits and pieces that we need to remove off the car. Front window looks alright, I suppose. So here's the fun part. We've got to see now if we can repair this.
So, keep track. So 10256.
Right. Okay, so it looks like I repaired all the parts. So to repair all that, it was $1,149, which I can now happily shove these back on. However, I'm kind of not really enjoying that hood. Oops, wrong side. Different colour, nice. Okay, so she's looking a lot better already. But most of the course of this series, what we're going to do is we are going to have to check everything out and see where we go with that. I have absolutely no doubt that this is going to take me a very long time to fill in actual time. So you're getting a very brief version of it, but we're going to have to head straight back to the junkyard. It'll cost us $500. Knock that up now. Thank you. And then what we'll do is we'll go through. Okay, the rule for today is pretty simple. What we want to do is we want to literally look for 70s parts, 70s, and any sort of thing that we can sell, like door pans, etc., that we can use. We're not going to buy anything else other than the items that we can resell off quite easily. And we're also going to be looking for the OHV, not the C model, but we'll be looking for parts for that as well. So that's what I'm going to do now, and we'll be back once I've got the list. Okay, so that's going to cost us $5,404. Nice thing is I have somewhere, I found a door for the 70s. There's $70 Charger front right door, and looks like the left side mirror as well. So we know for definite those will fit. I'm going to have a look at the Dodge Charger front right fender, see if that fits as well. We'll see how that goes. I mean, really, we're spending 67, 75, so we're not really spending that much on parts, but this is all covering for all my other stuff as well, but they'll also get sold off. So we'll see how we go after that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back, get all the bits and pieces that I don't need moved over to the thing, and then start looking at the parts that I do need or want to sell. Get those out and find out how much the total is after that. So that's $5,586 that we spent repairing stuff. Let's have a quick look at what we've got. Make sure that we get rid of all the crap first. So let's go there. So make sure that I am at that right max thing. So yeah, all the stuff that we can't use. Well, it's a strut I see. We'll sell that anyway. Let's go through all this. Nice and quick. Right, now we're at the good stuff. So we need to have a look at camshaft die through, we won't need that. Don't know about the axles yet. We've won that pump, don't know about that, don't know about that, don't know about that just yet. Okay, crank I6B, inline 6, inline 4, the V8J, no. Starter, we might need that, the ABS pump, we probably need that. Let's keep that manifold just in case. Keep the Type Jaguar bumper, we shouldn't really have that, but there we go. Let's get rid of the modern rims. I3, 12. Gearbox V86, I'm not 100% sure about that one, so I might leave that one there. That's the gearbox V. Right, so we also need to check V8, we'll leave that. Dodge Charger mirror, that's cool, that's been done. V6B, I6, no. Right, so we have paid, unfortunately, for a few things. I haven't got rid of some of the stuff that I should have got rid of. But there you go. It looks like the door, unfortunately, didn't survive that Camaro itself, because that's what we were there for. Okay, so disappointingly, we appear to have lost the door, so we're going to have to do another thing. But what we'll do first is we will start looking at the engine itself and see what we need to build the engine up. Okay, so I think we're literally just a crank under. So say V8 OVH, so we now know that we don't need the V8 engine itself. So the gearbox itself. Just taking the clutch plate off now. Flywheel. And that's the crank gone. And then we will look at the engine itself. Lock the brake servo and the radiator out. Oh, it does have an intercooler. Oh, intercooler. Right. So we can repair this. So start off at 98619. Well, that's the engine block done. Plate, intercourse repaired. Well, that's cool. We've got the. Let me have a quick look at this car. There's also a question of what engine we want to do. It's going to be an overhead. Let's have a look at what we've got here as options. The one, the inline 4, the inline 6. The V8 OVH supercharged though, is that what we were looking at here? Yes, we can do that. Let's do that one. Right, so we're going to set mode. Put that block down. So now we can start seeing all the items that we possibly like. I did that crankshaft. Let me say that crankshaft. Now, unfortunately, pistons and piston rings don't generally tend to be things that you can pretty much save. I could be a liar, but I'm pretty sure I'm not, out of all my experience. So this is as far as we've got with the engine. We now know that we need an ignition coil B, if we can save one, and other options. So that's where the engine goes. The next thing we'll do is we'll look at the wheels. So we've got group 6, 2, 3, 4. I've got to note this down. I'll just note it down. The tyre 235 /45 are 20 inch. That's quite big. But tell a lie. Looks like 2 of the wheels are actually larger than the other. That can make things even more awkward. So 97746. Ah, bugger. Only 2 of these wheels are in any state to be repaired. That's going to cause me a lot of issue, actually. I may have to source some new wheels for this vehicle. But I have repaired, so we're down to 96991. Let's take the rest of this apart. This is just a general question of just removing everything. Bushings as well. I generally put new bushings in all the time. Practice, I think. They are you and able to repair bushings, so that's another resource. As are springs, dampers, etc., etc., etc. The leaf springs might be repairable. There's usually most big solid pieces of metal that can be repaired. Shock absorbers, they're going to end up having to be replaced as well. So there is a small group of items that you will need to buy. We'll look at that later on down in the program. Right, so I'll get everything off it and we'll work on it. Right, so with all the items off here, 96991, I'm going to repair everything and then we'll see how well we've got there with all the bits completed. Okay, so we're down to 96099. That should sort itself out. And what we're just going to do now is go back to the vehicle and check all the bits and pieces that we wanted. Of course, we've repaired that properly. That's awesome. I am going to need to buy bushings, so that's the one of the few caveats. So I'll buy bushings. Make sure that that also gets taken off. Bushing. Buy 10 normal rubber bushings, actually make it 12 just in case, and we'll buy 6 small rubber bushings at the end of there, so take that down to take us down to 95901. The reason we do that is so that we can put these rubber bushings in here. That's the framework. I'll get the rest of this done and we'll see where we go from there. Right then, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trolley the junkyard for a couple of goes
and then tot up after I've gone through several times to see what I can find, and obviously see how much money I have left on that one. As you may have noticed, the money is going down-ish. The more that I use the junkyard, the more I gain money, really. But I think the car is actually worth around the money that we are asking for now. So by rights, I could just sell the car off and call it a profit straight from there. So we're doing okay. What I want to do though is I want to get into the green. So let's see how we do. I'm going to keep going through the junk pile and just keep going, and then we'll tot up the total after I've got that, and I'll show you what we have left from that point. Okay, well, we seem to have got a little bit of stuff left. So I've managed to get a knuckle, found another knuckle. Mounting that knuckle cover on there as well. What else we got here? Do we have a front wheel hub? We do. Now, there are several different issues that we've got. Your brake discs. Oh look, there's bottom suspension on as well. Just let me get that in. There's no items to work with. Okay. So the shock absorber, the tie rods and stuff like that, they're going to have to be bought. There's a lot of what's the word? Perishable goods. Brakes are classed as perishable as well. So the brake disc ventilated and the brake hoods at the back there need to go. As we go for parts and stuff, I have found quite a few bits. Rim wise, with the Rim Modern 06s that we've got here, looks like they might be the best thing for me to go for. I've got a 20 and a 19 inch there, so if I can find another 20 and 19 inch, I've also got a 23 inch there as well. But I've also got some Rim Modern 10s just in case those go through there. Those seem to be the ones that are most common in the thing. The good news is I haven't upgraded gearbox. You see, that's the normal gearbox we have. I've actually managed to find an upgraded gearbox. Clutch plate is fine, but I think the flywheel and all the other pieces are perishable, so I'm going to have to buy those in as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to buy in some of the stuff that I will need, including the piston rods here for this one. I've tried many a time with piston rods and they don't seem to want to do. However, belts can be quite pernickety, but I have actually managed to repair a belt. So we'll keep those away for the moment. So I'm going to get the pistons sorted. Going to get the bits and pieces that I need to buy, like tie rods, etc., and get that done, and then we'll come back once we've got it all in so that we can get some more updates. As you may have noticed, we've just had a bit of an update from there. We are actually making money, so this is good stuff. The general run through, especially gearboxes and engine heads and stuff like that, they're making money if we can get those sorted. So that's where I'm going with that. So I'll be back once I am ready and got some more stuff to add. Okay, so we've got several things to do now. So let's go to the engine. Let's start putting these piston and con rods in. Now, I've noticed that the 70 thing is exceptionally rare, which is a little bit of an issue for me, because I have been running around and I may end up making the money back simply by exploring for the parts. Kind of makes me wish that I'd made a Mustang, really, because those seem to be common as muck in the game. I think most of the cars have been given a like a rarity rating. And I suppose people can find a Mustang where they want to. Now I've got the power steering put. I do have that power steering put. That's all. Let's pick that up. I think that particularly is another one of those parts that you just can't fake. Now, do I have any engine heads? No, I don't. Finding loads of engine heads, just not the ones there. So I'll need a flywheel. I do have the clutch itself, clutch plate and the other bits and pieces. I'll put in there. So let's have a quick look over here, see where we are. All the other bits that we need to buy. Well, the sway bar, you can never repair that, so I have to replace that. Also the inner tie rods, as well as the outer tie rods. Goes to the steering, I believe. Is there anything else on here that I may be able to radiator A? Okay. Let's have a look at the back section. So I need to keep myself look out for wheel hood core, rear shock absorbers. All your shocks always need replacing as new parts. So I only bought one of them. Oh well. Let's go back into it and see. $80. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is at least the brake drums. So if we go to the brakes, we know that the brake disc ventilated. They are consumables, as are the brake drums. Those are the parts that wear. So I'll put that on. Right. I haven't really sorted out what vehicle I'll put. It looks like most of that is done on that side. Oops, and cancel that because I'm doing that side. So just put the brake disc on here. There are no brake pads, they're a consumable as well, so we'll worry about that a bit later. Right, I think that's us. So it's going to be another trip to the. So what am I looking for? I am looking for, engine-wise, we're looking for engine heads. For the V8 overhead valve, alternator, and we definitely need a camshaft. So we'll get on with that. See you soon. Right, so good news. I have now found a front end. It's purple, which I managed to rescue, and a front light door, which is brown. So we've pretty much got all the bits and pieces that we need, apart from maybe the lights. Now, I think the lights may have to be purchased, if I'm honest. But we'll see from there. Back to the engine, though. We do actually have one engine head that we found. So that's going to be quite cool. So we've got other bits and pieces. Do we have an exhaust manifold? No, not yet. How about an alternator? We do now have an alternator, which I managed to pick up. So that's quite cool. Camshaft? No. I think the fuel filter might actually be a... and an ignition coil as well. I think they might actually not be able to be repaired, because I have picked up a couple now. So we've just managed to get ourselves going with that. Let's have a look, see, and check to see if there's anything that we may have created here. Nope, still no arms. No sway bars. I will probably have to buy in. They're usually a consumable as well. Suspension. See, I haven't picked up a. I don't think I've picked up a wheel hub for yet. No. Is there anything else on here that I can potentially do? Spring plate? No, I haven't picked up one of those either. Believe it or not, there's no battery there. Okay. Might have to buy a new battery in, or just get one from the thing and charge it up. The exhausts and stuff, they are going to end up being stuff that I'm going to have to buy. So I'm happy that we've got the bodywork done now. I'm happy that we've got one of the timer things. We've got the cover for it as well. The rods and the pistons, the valve rods, I'm going to have to buy in. I know for definite. Not so sure about the rockers. I'm not too sure if I can actually... Mate, let me have a quick look at my engine. So I'll manage to get a clip B. I know the clips tend to be something with red. No. All the rockers that I've bought have not been able to be done. So I've got a feeling that I'm going to have to buy rockers and stuff like that. But I'll do that for next time. I'll go around the junkyard a couple of times. Hopefully get another engine cover. And then that would mean that we can really start cracking on. Let's have a quick look at the value of the car. Okay, we're at 52,000. So we're already making quite a bit of profit on the car as is. I haven't put the engine back in, but as soon as I do put the engine back in, it'll probably be worth a bit more as well. So nice thing is it's a rare car, so it's been a bit difficult to get, but it's also a most valuable car. So it's going to be one of those things where we are going to make quite a bit of profit off that. But yeah, I'm well happy now that we've managed to get all the parts from the junkyard that we generally need. I'd like to change the bonnet if I could to a basic one, but that's just going to happen dependent on whether I find it or not. So back to the junkyard and then we'll go again. Well, the good news is we got ourselves another engine head, which is absolutely brilliant news. So the next thing I need to do now is get all the valve rods, which I'm going to have to do by purchasing. So we've got valve rods, valve push rods, and we want 16 of those. And we want the rockers as well, which I've tried again, but still can't get them to work. So rocker arms will have to be bought as well. So that's another 16. So we'll start fitting those on now. Now I believe that I managed to get an engine cover, a head cover as well, so I'm not too sure if I got it for both sides, but I'm pretty sure I've got it on the and I do have a supercharger intake manifold as well. Awesome. The interesting thing is that I've obviously picked these up as I've gone. I haven't really concentrated that much on what I picked up. I just know that if it had OVH written on it, I've pretty much grabbed it. So apart from like the consumables, so like these valve rods and the other bits and pieces, I'm not 100% sure what part of the engine we actually have just yet. Obviously the manifold's not there, I don't think I've picked up a manifold yet. And it is, I know that the OHV manifold, or the VOHV, is probably the most popular one for repairs, so I usually end up buying on bulk, so to speak. But I don't think I've picked one up from the junkyard yet. The other option is I could actually go to a barn find and see if let's see if the supercharger's there. Nope, don't have it. So we need to look for that in the junkyard. I mean, as long as you've got a bit of patience, sooner or later, mostly everything will turn up. Then I'll put that battery on it. There we go. And in. And in. Yeah, it's also best to buy new spark plugs as well, so I might do that as well. Whilst I'm got that. Actually got two of those. See if I can sell one for a little bit of profit. Let's see if I can get one over this side as well. Oh, I've got the B side. I do have the B side. Awesome. So we're really getting quite far with this engine now. Do I have a manifold? I don't. Right, okay. The next thing I need to do is get the spark plugs, so I'll need 8 of those, I believe. Always best. I always consider them. You can't refurbish a spark plug. You can probably get some near. And there are going to be some times where I am going to end up doing that. If I can get something close to without having to buy it brand new, then yeah, but I think with the spark plugs, it's all good to make sure you've got fresh spark plugs in there. Still haven't had that camshaft. Did I pick up an ignition coil? No. A fuel filter? No. Right. I did pick up an oil filter, but its condition is terrible. I don't think I was able to do that. I'm not too sure with full fuel filters. So what I'll do now is I will, seeing as I hadn't done the sell-off first, just so that we make sure that we've got Oops, went a bit too far there. Okay, gearboxes. Which gearboxes do we not need? The i4, the i4, the 8s, i4, V12. We'll keep that one. Get rid of that one, and I think we'll just get rid of one of those. Right, engine parts. Anything that doesn't have. It's V6, i4, rotary. That one, i4, i4. Already got a large intercooler, fuel rail i3, i4, V6. We've got head covers now, so I can actually sell those head covers off now. Rod cap we need to keep for later. Head cover, right. That camshaft's not going to work. It's the J one, so coils cover, no. Timing cover V8, I don't think that's right. Crankshaft. We've got a power steering, appearing. We're going to keep the radiator. Actually, well, there's the radiator. We need fitting in here. Let's have a look. Okay, well that's the radiator in as well. Awesome. So where were we? We were nowhere. Okay. So I'll keep the rest of that. And then finally the rims. Now we're looking at rim moderns at the moment. The Mazda RX can go straight away. I might keep the rim retros because obviously they're the same there. I could actually, if you think about it, have two opposite sides, which is also interesting. Retro 2, I'm looking at modern 6, aren't I? Modern 6 and modern 10s. So I can sell those off. So there's my final amounts. And so we'll get on with that. The car's now worth 52659, which is awesome. We haven't even got the engine in yet. So back to Junkyard, see where we go. So, had a pretty damn good session just then. Find out that exhaust manifolds are now ready to go in. Okay. So we just need, still can't find that supercharger though. On the top of the supercharger. That was probably going to be the trickiest thing to do. We still haven't found the camshaft though. Don't think we've got an ignition coil yet. I'm not 100% sure the ignition coil is going to work 100%. Now, the other interesting thing is, if I go to my inventory, I go to bodywork, I found the hood. I also found 2 more front ends, which is typical really, as things go. Rim wise, How are we doing? 06s. Got to ring retro 05. We can get rid of that. I'm actually thinking that I might actually keep a lot of these things in the end. So we'll go off and do some more searching. But yeah, still haven't got rid of most of the engine stuff either, but I can do that again. So we'll take the hit for the moment from getting all the parts, buying all the parts, and putting it through. But that engine is really starting to come along now. I think once I come back and got some more parts, I will also buy the gearbox stuff, the transmission, and then all we need to do is really see if we can find that camshaft. Right, back in a bit. So once again, got another fairly decent thing. Ignition coil there, we managed to fix one up. I've bought a fuel filter. Oops. Bought a fuel filter. So as you can see with that other fuel filter, I've tried to repair it, but it wouldn't work. So I just took it as thing as well as that oil filter there. I believe the cam gear is also something that may need to be bought. I bought the flywheel and the clutch pressure plate. So that's that all done. I did find also, let's get this right, I did find a wheel hub and I managed to repair it, which is great news. So let's put that drum wheel cylinder on there. Brake shoe, managed to repair as well. Solid rear drive action, active, that bad boy's in there, brake drum. Okay, so all we need now is a wheel to put on. So, still looking for another fly plate, leaf spring plate. Let's have a look, see over here, see if we've got anything on here that might work. Upper arm, no, still not got that upper expansion on. I did buy some brand new double wishbones because I tried to repair them. It wasn't going to happen, so I don't think the suspension is another one of those things. I've also had to buy these sway bar front end links as well because they're a consumable as well. But we're really getting quite close now. So just a few more things to get. Put that brake disc on there. Don't have brake pads? No, I need to buy some brake pads. That's fine. And I think the wheel hub bearings as well, I may need to buy those because I've been trying to repair some of those and it's just been pretty much impossible. So we'll get that all sorted very shortly. Back to the job grinding board. Right, some good news. Got an upper extension part for the the suspension, which now means that a hell of a lot more can be put in there. So we've got a few things to sort. Also, very happily, I actually managed to find a supercharger. Now, unfortunately, that cam gear is not something that I'm going to be able to make. I've tried several times now to sort that out. So what I know that the ignition distributor also needs buying. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy these switches and then I'm going to put the total up afterwards. So let's go into the T thing. First of all, we want ignition. So that's the ignition distributor. Okay. And then we want the cam gear for the V8 OHF, and we'll probably need the timing chain as well. So as I say, I'll get that all sorted once we're done. Oops. So get that on. I know we have an ignition distributor rotor. Do we have a cap? We do. Now here's the thing I'm worried about. Yeah, it is clip B. I've got lots of clip A's, not a lot of clip B's. Right, so timing chain. Do I have one? No, I don't. And I think every time I've tried, I need to buy a timing chain. So timing chain. We want the OHV. So I do believe I should have a block cover though, which will be that there. So what's next? Crankshaft pulley, don't have one of them. Do I have a water pump? I don't have a water pump either. So those are the next things that I've got to search for, and some ignition wires, which I think I'm probably going to have to buy. I know you can't do ignition wires, so let's do ignition wires, and we want the V8 ones. So let's pop those on before we do the total. Have a hold up on the total. We are going to now purchase 2 sets of brake pads. And mount those on. Followed quickly by the brake calipers, which we have been able to bring back. Oh, there's also one more thing we have to buy as well. We'll get that sorted in a second. Haven't been able to save wheel bearings, so we'll get some wheel bearings in as well. Let's just put bearing. Yeah, wheel hub bearings. We need 2 of those. Get that in there quickly. Oh, wheel hub cap. I don't know if I can do one of those, but I'll have a look for them. Oops. There we go. Right, so if we top that up right now, thank you, we will have that, and we'll just now compare that to the price of the car, which is now 57,138. So we're still making fairly decent profit. I know we've had to buy quite a few bits and pieces, but we've got a little bit more to do on the engine, and a little bit more to do on the wheels, really. I think we're pretty much back. Oh yes, we need leaf spring. We need the leaf plates. So we'll see if we can find one of them. Okay, I think we're pretty much done. The engine is all done. There are a few bits and pieces that I did have to pay for. That's just a fact of life. So let me just now see if I can get this in. Install that engine in there. So now we've got the engine inside. Oh well, looks like if I put that down now, yeah, we did need that engine part at the top there. So that's worked. Excuse me. Excuse me. As you may have noticed, I've got the wheels on, but as you can see, I've managed to find another 19-inch wheel, but not one of the 20-inch. So I just ended up using the other one there. I don't think that's really affected the price that much. Oops. So the car is now worth $144,210, which is a little bit of a markup. I've had to pay for the new glass, the new bits and pieces. It doesn't actually have another mirror, so that was okay. So I think the only thing that we need to look at really would have been the interior. But what we're going to do is we're going to move this into the painting booth. This is an extra cost, I might add. Because it doesn't really affect the price. Well, the factory colour was white, but I want to do it a nice huey black. There you go. Metallic. Let's have a look. Matte, pearl, chameleon, chrome. Chrome's quite nice. Yeah, I'm going to do chrome. Let's have a look at the library. Doesn't have any. So we're going to do that. Back to the garage, and let's see what this thing looks like right out at the front then, before we sell it. So here's our vehicle. I'm not going to bother with the interior. It's going to end up being a something that somebody else is going to have to do. That looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? Look at that vehicle there. Right, so the next thing we need to do is I'm going to take all the stuff, not the tyres, because I've already done the tyres. I'm going to now sell everything that I prepared. Ooh. Do you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put a gearbox in it. Let's get her up in the air again. Oh, did I accidentally sell that? I've sold it, so I'm going to buy it. I've got to buy it anyway. Where are we? Yeah. That's release bearing. That'll be why I thought it was a bit weird that it was still there. But there you go. And put that on. Then we got this lovely boy here. Starter that we managed to save. I've sold the damn drive shaft as well by the looks of it, so I have to buy another one. Always make sure you can do that first. There we go. So at least we've got a working car now. Put that drive shaft on. We can live without a battery. So I'm pretty much done with this. Let's have a look at the final total. Actually, I'll tell you what, why don't I now sell off everything? Okay. So as you can see, that is the total we have right now. And compare that to $151,950. So yeah, we may have made a bit of a profit. So let's sell this car. And, oh no, it's going even further because I've got a restoration bonus as well. Because I've restored most of it. So 16,334. So that should jump up to there. So my final thing is that total there. That's how much I have made on the car. So apart from that, that's us done. I'll see what I can do about doing another vehicle at some point. But at the moment, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you like, press the like button. If you dislike what you dislike, press the dislike button. But please pop something down in the comment section to let me know how I can improve my content for you. Also, if you really like it, want to press the subscribe button. And if you super duper like it, why not press that bell icon so that you get updated. I mostly do things like projects onboarding and stuff like that, but I've really been getting into Mechanic Simulator quite well. But apart from that, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.